This is a big bunker. It's located at Eperlecques near Calais in northern France, and it was designed to launch V-2 rockets in large numbers at London. In this video, we're going to take a look at what remains today and find out why it was built, how it was built, and whether or not it was completed and or operational. In October 1942, the first successful launch of a V-2 rocket took place, and immediately plans were made to start using them operationally. The problem was that in order to launch them in large numbers, you needed big launch bases, and these bases needed to be protected from the Allied bomber fleets. Mobile launch vehicles were also considered, but that would reduce the rate of launch significantly. In November 1942, Hitler, always a fan of bunkers, made a decision to focus on the construction of massive launch complexes. Not long after this decision was made, a group of officers and engineers was sent out to the north of France to find a suitable location. This area here was chosen because it's located close to the Calais-Saint-Omer railway line and there's a canal. Plus the fact that there was construction material, like sand and gravel, available in the vicinity. It was also semi-sheltered behind a ridgeline and sorta kinda hidden in a forest. After the preliminary work had been completed in January and February, the construction began in late March 1943. Thousands of slave laborers were brought in to do the work, being supervised by German engineers. They were to build a complex that would have three main parts. The first part was the fortified railway station where the V-2 missiles were to arrive. Attached to that, the second part was the transit hall and fuel storage, in this case liquid oxygen, which was used in the V-2. And last but not least, the main bunker, which was to be 92 meters wide and 33 meters high. It would house the liquid oxygen plant, where the fuel was going to be made on site, and it would also be in the main bunker that the missiles were prepared for launch. The rockets could exit the bunker through two transit holes and could then be launched immediately once outside. All in all, it was to be a vast complex that would be impossible for the Allies to miss. And it didn't take more than 2 months for the site to be discovered by Allied photo recon planes. The Allies still didn't know what the Germans were building, only that they were investing a lot of resources in the area. On July 3rd, a British science advisor briefed Churchill with the words, "If it's worth the enemy's while to go to all that trouble of building them, it would seem worth ours to destroy them." 3 days later, an agent's report came in describing the area as a center of German rocket activity, which sealed its fate. But then how to destroy it? The head of a construction firm was consulted and he advised to bomb it while the concrete was still wet. Thus, on August 27, 1943, the US 8th Air Force attacked the site with 185 bombers and numerous hits were scored on what was to be the fortified railway station and the transit hall. As planned, the concrete was still wet when the bombs hit, and after the bombers left it continued to harden, however now in a way the Germans never imagined possible. Unfortunately, in the raid, many hundreds of slave laborers were killed or wounded, and 4 bombers were shot down with 10 airmen killed in action. The raid had been very successful. The damage caused was so extensive that the Germans had to abandon their original plans. They would still complete the main bunker, but it would now be only a liquid oxygen factory. In order to be safe from further Allied bombing, they built the 5-meter thick 37,000-ton concrete roof on top of the thus far completed walls. Then they would hydraulically jack up the roof a bit and build up the walls underneath it, then rinse and repeat until the entire bunker was completed. A very ingenious solution. The Allies continued to bomb the site for the following 11 months, but doing very little damage. It wasn't until July 3rd, 1944, so almost a month after the Allies landed in Normandy, that construction was finally halted when the infrastructure in the area had been thoroughly destroyed. 3 days later, a Tallboy bomb hit the bunker, doing minor damage to the roof, but it caused the site to be all but abandoned. All remaining material inside was moved to the Harz Mountains in Germany. On September 4th, 1944, the site was captured by the Canadian Army. In the years following the end of the war, the site lay abandoned until a group of enthusiasts began clearing the area and prepare it for public access. In 1973, the site was opened as a museum, and in 1985 it was listed as an ancient memorial in France. The museum is excellent, and besides the bunker there's a lot more to see, including this replica V2 rocket and an authentic V1 launch pad. If you're ever in the Calais area, be sure to pay it a visit. That's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and we'll see you at our next Battlefield Explorer video.